It is so great. Look at the view.
It's very nice. Very relaxing.
Look, the bird.
He's flying.
No, it's Superman.
See? Who's coming guys?
Who?
Oh, Sylvia!
Oh, yeah.
It's nice to see you. Sino nga to? Sylvia, our classmate from Virgin Class A before? Yeah!
Well, Caramel.
French vanilla?
Yes. Hello.
Where have you been? I just arrived from China.
Oh, what did you do there in China?
I'm teaching there. It seems like you're doing good in China. How's your teaching? Yeah, China is really great, especially in terms of teaching. They are equipped with the latest technology. Oh.
How would you compare the technology in Chinese classroom to the ones we have here in the Philippines?
For me, China is more advanced compared to the Philippines, and the Chinese government has a greater support on training the teacher in the use of up-to-date equipment.
So, how's the Philippines? We have also a share of development in terms of educational technology. Some schools are adapted with the use of technology in teaching. In our school, some classrooms are provided with projectors.
Wow, good to hear that.
Yeah.
So why don't we take a lunch together so that we could talk better?
Yeah, sure.
Let's go.
Information and Communication Technology, China versus the Philippines. Comparing the educational technology of two countries is not a simple endeavor. To make the comparison sound, reliable, and fair, we need statistical data, ocular inspection, interview, documentation, and many more. Faced with serious time constraints, this is the best we can do. We obtained our statistics from a document by the UNESCO Institute of Statistics entitled Information and Communication Technology in Education in Asia 2014. This material provided a statistical basis on how Philippines compares with other Asian neighbors in terms of ICT. Another is a review paper by Maria Mercedes T. Rodrigo of the Ateneo de Manila University, entitled Information and Communication Technology Use in the Philippines Public and Private Schools, provided a very good evaluation of the status of Philippine Edtech. A website of the National University of Singapore gave a comprehensive discussion regarding educational technology in China. We start with slides showing UNESCO statistics. Then, we show images of various classrooms belonging to the top 100 secondary schools both in China and in Metro Manila. This slide shows a table where computer-related curricula are being implemented in various countries. More than one-half of the countries in the current data collection have integrated objective or a course on basic computer skills. The Philippines begin to put emphasis on computer skills in the secondary level and upper secondary level, but none in the primary level, while in China, computer skills are emphasized in all levels. This slide shows proportion of educational institution with basic electrical and telecommunication infrastructure. Telecom here means landline and does not include personal telephones. Electricity and telecommunication are supporting elements for the implementation of ICT. China is 100% compliant in both. The Philippines, however, lags behind drastically in terms of telecommunication facilities. Figure 3 shows the learner to computer ratio for primary, secondary, and upper secondary education. At the primary level, data show that available computer resources are greatly overstretched in the Philippines with 412:1. In China, it is 24:1. This graph shows the proportion of educational institutions with internet, fixed broadband, and internet-assisted instruction by level of instruction. Hong Kong, China is 100% compliant, whereas the Philippines is only 7% in the primary and 40% compliant in the secondary. This chart shows the proportion of primary and secondary level teachers who are ICT qualified and trained to teach basic computer skills versus proportion of teachers who are currently doing so. In China, 40% are trained. In the Philippines, only 2%. I think it makes a big difference if we are comparing the Philippines against Hong Kong, China. The difference is quite big. But if we are comparing the Philippines against China, which is not Hong Kong, the difference is not that big. Slides that will follow, we will be presenting classroom images obtained from the internet. The classroom chosen were those belonging to the top 100 secondary schools both in China and the Philippines. This is a classroom of a high school affiliated to Renmin University of China. What we can see in this image is a computer monitor and students' working table. The dark panel in the front looks like a flat screen smart TV. In this classroom of Yaohua High School in Tianjin, we can see all whiteboards and a smart TV. In the Shanghai High School classroom, we can see mounted LCD projector, a very well lighted room. Students are busy with individual gadgets. Now move to the Philippine classrooms. This one is a classroom of the PSI or the Philippine Science High School. It seems that the picture was taken when the students were having their holiday, and we can see in this picture that there are items on the ceiling that we encircle. One appears to be a mounted LCD projector, and the other we cannot identify. This is the Sisters of Mary School. It looks like this is a state-of-the-art classroom where we can see one laptop for each student. This high-tech classroom is a project effort with the help of an NGO. This is a classroom of the Rizal High School where no electronic gadget is visible. We came across this interesting article in the internet, which is entitled China's Lesson: Why the West Was Wrong to Abandon Chalk and Talk Teaching Method. It seems that even with the advances in ICT, there are still many Chinese schools that go for the traditional teaching. This is a study where 70 teachers from the United Kingdom were sent to Shanghai to study classroom methods to investigate why Chinese students perform so well. Upon their return, the teachers reported that much of China's success came from teaching methods that the West has been moving away from for the past 40 years. That is the traditional teaching method where we still use the chalk and talk. We came across this study entitled Information and Communication Technology Use in Philippine Public and Private Schools by Maria Mercedes Rodrigo of the Ateneo University. This study gave a very comprehensive picture of the state of ICT in the Philippines. It concludes developing countries such as the Philippines are committed to infusing schools with ICT. There is great faith that these technologies will improve teaching and learning and consequently afford these countries a greater stake in today's knowledge society. Consequently, the Philippine government and the private sector have initiated programs to provide schools with computer hardware and software, internet connectivity, and teacher training. However, considerable gap still exists in ICT program implementations. There is a lack of data on schools' use of ICT. Hence, there is little basis for policy formulation. There is a lack of coordination between public and private sector resources. Finally, there is a need for further teacher training in both computer literacy and ICT integration in the curriculum. These gaps must be sufficiently addressed before ICT can have a significant impact on teaching and learning in Philippine schools. Educational technology in China started to develop in 1978. A big leap in the progress of educational technology took place in 1997 when the Ministry of Education selected 1,000 schools as the experimental schools for modern educational technology. These schools are aimed to take good advantage of modern educational technology to reform the fundamental education. It turned out that the overall qualities of education in primary and secondary schools are very satisfactory. Nowadays, computer has become the supplementary teaching equipment for many schools in urban areas of China. Multimedia computers and campus network have been installed in most of the universities, colleges, and high schools in big cities. We came across this UK report entitled China's Lesson: Why the West Was Wrong to Abandon Chalk and Talk Teaching Method. This is an eye-opener to all of us. It tells about how China favors the chalk and talk approach, which is being phased out by the Western countries. It seems that this traditional approach is more effective, as evidenced by China's success in international tests. Finally, we end this presentation with a simple diagram to show the comparison of Edtech ICT Philippines against China. The arrow that curves up represents the Philippines' effort to put in all the necessary elements to fully implement ICT. The arrow curving down represents China's ICT being already placed, but they are moving towards going back to traditional approach.